All right, everyone. Then there were 3 or maybe 4 or 5 or 4.5 or something like that. It's not entirely sure because of Warren and Biden. Right now, Kirsten Gillibrand has decided she is indeed running for the U.S. presidency. This was expected. What I said a few days ago is that now, because some people have gotten in, you can expect pretty much everyone else will get in double quick time. My biggest advice to any potential candidate would be, Warren, if you're gonna run, fucking announce that you're gonna run. Get rid of the exploratory committee nonsense and just say, yeah, I'm in for 2020. Because if Joe Biden comes through, he would completely negate you and you might as well not even bother. But if you get in before him, it's possible. By the way, it would be hilarious to see Elizabeth Warren up on a debate stage with people that are more well-spoken and all of which are younger than her. It'd be really funny. So far, look at the candidates that have announced. Who are they? Tulsi Gabbard, Kirsten Gillibrand, Julian Castro. They're all relatively young, fresh-faced politicians. Again, by political standards, especially Castro, he's 44. They're all relatively young. They're more well-received than maybe the old guard politicians. And you see something else. They're all basically garden variety liberals when you think about it. Except that Gabbard was a homophobe, 10 years ago. But like Obama, she'll manage to skate on that one. People will give her a pass. Trust me, they'll give her a pass just like they gave a pass to Obama when initially said, no, I think marriage should be between a man and a woman. Civil unions are okay. Or Hillary Clinton, who did the same fucking shit. Are you noticing a pattern here of Democrats that change their mind an awful lot on social wedge issues that they used to use when they were in vogue, when the country was more hyper-religious? Yeah, they're not disingenuous at all. They had an honest, every single Democrat just simultaneously, when they started running for higher offices on the national level, they all had a change of heart. They all had a total, they consulted God. God told them not to be like homophobic or racist or anything. It's really, really funny. It's like Hillary Clinton's like, yeah, I disowned that dude from the Ku Klux Klan that mentored me. In retrospect, maybe that wasn't the greatest time in my life. Times change. I spoke to Jesus and shit. Or whatever God she worships. Maybe it's Moloch. Now, Gillibrand is in. And she, along with Gabbard and Castro, the 3 of them, that forms a pretty stable sort of stage for future debates. I think it'll be interesting. Gillibrand is quite sharp. I would say, of the 3 of them, Julian Castro is the best at giving speeches, but Gillibrand's definitely going to be the best at debating, at not taking the bait. And so forth. The thing is, though, like she's really white, so that might hold her back in today's weird Democratic Party. Like, in all honesty, the fact that Julian Castro and Tulsi Gabbard aren't is now an advantage within party. On the national stage, being a multiple minority might be seen as a problem in certain elements, certain voting blocks, especially within the Rust Belt, which is all important. Which is why I would expect the DNC is going to shove maybe Julian Castro and Tulsi Gabbard aside and would favor someone like Gillibrand, who basically is like a slightly more likable Hillary Clinton without some of the scandal-ridden baggage of, being married to a serial pervert or something like that. Allegedly. I think that she could potentially be a viable candidate. She'd be more sane. It wouldn't be as funny, though. Like, if she becomes the Dem nominee, it won't be as funny a race. Because I don't see a situation in which she's going to have a meltdown over cartoon frogs like Clinton did. And she wouldn't be as divisive, I think, like Gabbard. She'd have that problem of the dead weight of having been totally against gay rights 10, 15 years ago. That could make it interesting, because Trump could come out, he could out-leftist her, actually, and say, yeah, I never cared if anyone was gay. I said that back in the 90s. You were busy being a bigot. And it would be so fun. Can you imagine how funny that would be, and seeing the left's heads spin around like they're fucking the girl from Exorcist on Twitter and everywhere else, crying their extreme salty pillar tears. It would be delicious to watch that. Or you think Julian Castro, again, young, inexperienced, Trump would be saying, hey, at least on experience, like, you had a big problem with me not having been in politics. What's he known for? Mayor of a city. Okay, wonderful. Why don't you get Giuliani to run next time or something if he's still, above ground? Or why don't you get Bloomberg in front of me? That would be funny. By the way, Bloomberg's still a wild card as well, for no reason other than he can self-fund and he can totally eclipse anyone else on spending. Because he could drop $3-4 billion on a campaign. He could outmatch Trump dollar for dollar. He could outraise and outspend every other Dem candidate, no matter how many there are. Because what is he worth? $17 billion fucking dollars or something? I mean, massively, massively wealthy, makes Trump look, unhappy as far as bank accounts concerned. It'd be interesting. And then Biden. Biden's the other wild card. Gillibrand, I would say, is viable. Relatively, like I wouldn't vote for her, looking at her actual policies, but personality-wise, if I had to look at the candidates that have announced or are planning, exploratory committee, maybe I'll run or whatever, Gillibrand would be at the top. Will she get a chance, though? Will they give her her actual chance to run? She has set up for it some. You'll think in the Me Too, at the height of Me Too, when she threw Franken under the bus. By the way, there are some Democrats who very unwisely opposed that and said she should have closed ranks. She made the right tactical decision for planning to run for the presidency, and now you see why. Otherwise, she would have said, oh yeah, I think Franken's done a good job, and this picture's not in context, and, we can overlook it because it's just a claim, and everyone needs to get their day in court. And she would have done the closed ranks thing that Democrats are really good at. Like the Republicans scatter. As soon as they get wind of a scandal, they too will shove the knife deep in their compatriots the second they think something's gone wrong. The Democrats, they fucking form ranks like a Roman legion, which is one of their greatest political advantages because they always use moral high ground bullshit to try to outflank their enemy. And it usually works anytime there's a scandal or a wedge issue involved. So Gillibrand is in. Then there were 3. Warren, if she's going to make a decision, it's got to be soon. Because I tell you, looking at the field so far, the heavy hitters are still out. Hillary Clinton could theoretically get into the race. There's a very low chance, but she hasn't ruled it out. When a politician says, well, no, I'm not really considering it, maybe, but, I'm not in, give me time or whatever. Well, the fact that she hasn't come out and confirmed, no, I'm not running, means she's thinking about it. Hillary Clinton is thinking about third time's a fucking charm. I mean, she would lose in her own party easily. She wouldn't become the nominee, but it'd be funny to see her in there. Biden could get in. Again, seeing his decrepitude up on stage next to someone half his age like Julian Castro, it's going to be night and day. The fact is that he represents a dynastic tendency within neoliberal politics. It's going to be very, very funny to see if he gets in. I hope he does. I want a much more packed field than this. If it's just 3 people debating, it's not as funny. We need some oddballs. Like Avenatti's ruled it out. It would have been funny if he had run. You could see Michael Moore could get in for all we know. Get Oprah in. People were clamoring for her. I think it'd be funny. It'd be hilarious. Get Rosie O'Donnell to make a presidential run. That'd be funny. Then it'd really be night and day. It'd be like the nighttime of the dark ages of the worst shitty liberal politics from the 2000s versus Trump, who would, cream her. But I think he would cream Gabbard if he runs against her. Like if she becomes a nominee. He wins against Gabbard almost certainly. She'd alienate elements of her own party that she can't make up for in other ways. I mean, the Democrats aren't going to, steal the military vote or anything. So she loses. Julian Castro has a better chance, although, again, far left on economic issues during a good economic time like we have with Trump, that could be a problem. Gillibrand would be the most viable, in my opinion, on a national stage. She would be the one that would be the most viable. Again, like a less baggage-ridden Hillary Clinton, plus a lot more charm and likability, and minus 30 years of age, or 25 years of age or something, looks good for the cameras. Yes, that would be an advantage. Yes, the fact that she's, a young-ish female would be an advantage, especially on a national stage. I think it would be interesting to see her run. Yeah, absolutely. That's about all. Peace out.